The Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens square off to start the NFL regular season. A week one showdown on Sunday Night Football. What more can we ask from two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen, two of the best teams in the NFL. Super Bowl expectations for both of them. We get to see the divisional round rematch between Buffalo and Baltimore. Not to just harp on the negativity for Baltimore. We know all about that one, but it was a great matchup, and immediately off the get-go, we get to see it once more. The MVP could have easily been Lamar Jackson, and not many people would have had anything poor to say about it. Josh Allen ends up winning the award. Lamar has a little bit of that chip on his shoulder like he always does going into next year. I'm going to talk about Mark Andrews because it needs to be said. He is still a top 5-6 tight end in the NFL. He is a weapon, one of Lamar's best that he will rely on, but Lamar's best weapon will always be his legs. Why? He's one of the fastest players in the NFL, one of the most athletic guys. Baltimore decided on the defensive side of the ball, let's go get a guy that might make things a little bit more tough for Lamar to practice against, that will make it easier when he gets into game situations. A dog, an actual dog. He played for the Georgia Bulldogs. Malachi Starks was one of the best safeties in college football. They went out and got the guy that led college football in sacks a year ago from the University of Marshall. Mike Green slipped to the second round. The second round, Mike Green, a phenomenal player, a top 10 potential guy that winds up falling all the way down to pick number 56, where the Ravens say, thank you very much. We're going to put out a guy that can run all over the field and chase after Josh Allen. There's a guy for the Buffalo Bills now that can run and chase after Lamar Jackson. Landon Jackson, formerly from the Arkansas Razorbacks. He had a phenomenal college career. Tremendous size, strength, athleticism that can get after Lamar and not allow Lamar to turn the edge. That's one of the main things I'm looking at immediately, is seeing that it used to be a lot more so of the linebacker versus quarterback matchup. Now it's a lot more of that edge. Of course, we know the TJ Watts, the Myles Garrett's, the Micah Parsons of the National Football League, but seeing those really athletic edge guys against a mobile quarterback is necessary to have a guy that's not going to be able to allow that quarterback to turn the edge. Buffalo decided in the secondary, we talked about Malachi Starks, let's talk about Maxwell Hairston, who was phenomenal with Kentucky, had a little bit of the injury. Some people didn't quite see the value in him being a first-round pick. I see the value. He's faster than every single player in the NFL for the most part. This guy has tremendous straight-line speed, very good hips. He's fluid, moves extremely well. He can come down and tackle. That needs to be a little bit improved, as just about every single corner in football. So Hairston, with his ability to line up against anyone on the Baltimore Ravens and run with them. So if he's going to need to tackle a little bit better, that means that he could probably see a very large load coming for Derrick Henry, like they should every single game, expecting 25 carries a game. Derrick Henry is closing in on the ranks of the most rushing yards for like guys in the top 10. He could pass a number of all-time greats this season as he continues what has been an incredible career. Where's my lean earlier? I like the Baltimore Ravens in this game by about 3 points. Really see them being a very motivated team. You can't so much tie into that narrative that a team's just going to be more motivated because they lost to them in the playoffs a year ago. It doesn't really work that way when you think, oh yeah, that team's going to come out playing with a little bit more of that chip on the shoulder. They can have that intensity, yes, but it's because of the preparation for the whole season. In that week when they come out to play, you can see that I've got them beating the Bills 24-21. Of course, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth on the call, some of the best in the business, some of the best ever to do it, to give this one a little bit more excitement. The nightcap to the first Sunday of the NFL season, one of the most exciting days really of the entire year. I still like Baltimore's explosiveness, right? So they were the only other team besides the Detroit Lions to score more than 1,000 combined points the past two seasons. That it really is something that people sit back and go, wow, so they were doing that well offensively even before Derrick Henry got there. Lamar Jackson and his versatility and developing into a true pocket passer. Derrick Henry, of course, we can talk about the 6 yards a carry, about the 1,900 yards that he had last season, about him running very well in the playoffs. He had 270 yards and 3 touchdowns in the playoffs. Thought that if they didn't have that fumble against the Bills, that Baltimore would have wound up winning that game. They had so much momentum late, but they had momentum earlier to kind of catch the Bills. Didn't start great against Denver, and then against Baltimore, they had that chance, Lamar with the fumble, and then we obviously see it returned. It's exciting. Of course, football is back, but this is one of those games that now has that, yeah, you can absolutely see this game a rematch in the playoffs every single year. The AFC runs through Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. It has been those 3 quarterbacks. You see a couple of other guys trying to get, of course, Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. No one else has done that yet except for Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. Frankly, those are the only 2 guys that have beat, the only 3 guys that have beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's pretty incredible that it's 3 Super Bowls and beat by Brady twice in Super Bowl AFC Champ game, Hurts in the Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game. So can these 2 teams meet in the AFC Championship? One of them get to the Super Bowl. We've had enough of the Chiefs. Can we see Baltimore or Buffalo put it together? This game is obviously huge because we see the seeding. I just talked about the Chiefs, but to get that 1 seed, to have yourself a better shot at getting to the Super Bowl, wouldn't it be so nice? You don't have to play in the first round, or if you were to see Buffalo, you would see them at home and then get the next game if you win that at home. Having that home field advantage is really important. So see Baltimore Ravens 24-21 coming out with a huge week 1 win. Let me know down below in the comments whether you agree with that, whether you can see this matchup in the playoffs again. Kind of feel like we might be seeing it once again in the playoffs this year. These teams could absolutely be in the divisional round. We'll be talking a little bit more about the playoff picks in another video, but phenomenal matchup. Please make sure to subscribe for more content. In the future, going to be doing more previews, predictions every single week, game recaps, live streaming. We're going to have all of NFL as well as a lot of college football covered, but please enjoy this matchup. Just be grateful, thankful that football is back, just like I am, and I will, of course, see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Best player in college football. That Georgia and Ohio State game, New Year's Eve, is going to be a classic.
Josh Blunder. Hi, everybody. I'm Josh Blunder. To the 40, 35, 30, Espinosa.